Morning miners, Pakratt here once again. Here bringing you another video. This one is going to be partially an update and a whole lot of other things. Let me just start by getting this all cooking again. Obviously, the next thing I'm going to be doing involves a lot of brick, so I needed a bit. What I'm actually doing with all this brick is I figured out what I want to do for the food court. I'm actually gonna put a building around it, and I figured out a good one that involves, well, brick. So let me just get these taken care of so that they're out of my way. Okay, now this isn't the only thing that I've been doing lately, obviously. Again, it's been a couple weeks. It always seems to be. And I've been working on... One thing I've been trying to figure out lately is actually been leaf spleef. But let me show you what I've been doing over here first. First of all, there's a second source of food now. We now have a watermelon farm here. This is a pretty simple farm. I built this one on the fly, really. Got some glowstone under here, and there's pressure plates right here. So as soon as you step on them, you'll harvest all the melons. Got the lights above so that it'll prevent spawning on top of the melons themselves. And that's about it. And these are actually for the borders of the building. Got one there, and there's one there, and obviously one over that way. I've also... Oh, you know what else I forgot? I forgot my list. I finally did make a book with the list of everything that I want to be working on. It's 12 pages long, one page for each thing that I'm working on, or each location, I should say I'm working on. It's not... each individual item. That would be ridiculous. Oh, where did I put that stupid book? Okay. It's not in my inventory, is it? No. Okay, now I need to find... There it is. Okay. The problem is I can't actually tell if it's that book or another one. I only have a couple books anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. But you can take a look at it. See? Got the to-do list going. The TNT arena, skeletal assault, shooting range... all this other stuff that I got going on. And here's the food court. Walls, I'm going to need a lot of clay. Possibly have a farm later on. And I actually have a plan for the 1.4 crops. I'll go over that when we get over there. Pathway, we're going to have to still build it and add some rail to it. KOTL, I got to figure out why the spiders weren't spawning right. I went down there and I took a look, and they do seem to attack, but only when I'm down there, but they don't seem to like an attack when we're actually playing the game, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And paintball, I haven't decided whether I was going to do the stands or not differently. The only thing I might do differently is add backs to them. And that's about it. Because right now, they're actually pretty functional as they are. I just don't want... It would be just kind of a little bit frustrating if you're up there and you suddenly fall backwards. So maybe add some backs to them so you don't fall off so easily. But that's about it. As far as this goes, when we get to the 1.4 crops, I actually was thinking about it, and I'm betting that this will actually work. The bread maker will actually work for 1.4 crops because they still will use bone meal, and they still use the plots of land, and so you might be able to still use a dispenser. You just got to have hold on. What did I just do? Put that off my inventory. I'm probably just going to have different types of plants down here. This is instructions too, by the way, on how to use it so that people know how to use it. But yeah, I'll have down here probably different forms of seeds or plants that they can use. Like they have a couple carrots, have a couple potatoes, and so on and so forth. And say hi to Doc. Well, I should probably say hi the more traditional fashion. But let me just show you what I'm doing over here before we move over there. I've been trying to figure out how to make leaf spleef better. And in order to make it better, I wanted to be able to upgrade this properly. What I want to do is I want to make this, first of all, I want it to automatically make 2 levels. That's why it's like this. The angle of the wood is indicative of the direction of the pistons that are going to be pushing them. So there's 2 rows of pistons here, and they'll be pushing the leaves out this way. This is actually going to be one of the walls of KOTL. That will be one of these. The only difference is it's going to be 2 instead of 1 because I want to make the leaves down here. So the leaves, they'll be pushed along here, and they'll go into this one, and then they'll get shoved up. I actually have that set up. That'll just shove them up right like that. When they are and you just basically just go under here, and you're just going to grow the trees out. When you grow the trees, You push it out, and this is actually designed to push the leaves up that didn't quite make it over there. Because when you're using oak, which is what I'm using, the oak will make it so that they'll grow either 5 or 6 when you have it 6 tall. So when they grow 5, you just got to push them up a little bit. So that's what all these ones do. They will push them up that little bit and make them all even. Now, as far as pushing them over that way, yeah, I haven't figured that part out at all. The problem is that it's hard to make that part repeatable. Because you're not extending it by 1 block. You're extending it by, let's see, it's, I think that's about 6, maybe 8. 1, 2, 3, I don't know. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 blocks you're extending it out. Now, while a piston can push that far, it can only push that far once. And you can probably make a nice little double extender piston if you really tried hard. Now make it double wide. Yeah. So it's a lot more complex than I'd like it to be at the moment. Now, as far as the wood in the center, my actual plan with that is when the wood is up here, just break it and put it out of the way. You'll notice that there's a lot more wood here. While I said this is indicative of the direction, if it's facing out like this, that's just wood that's there to keep the leaves from despawning while it's against it. Because when you push it over here, it's just going to sit against this wood, and it won't matter if you take out wood blocks in the middle or whatnot, or if there's a gap in the leaves, they won't despawn as long as they're touching more wood. So that's my plan with that. And when you have all the railings along the sides here, they'll essentially function the same way these do for all the way across. So that's what I got figured out so far. As far as beyond that, this is more complex than I was hoping it would be, simply because, see, the reason I started doing this is because a lot of people have been putting videos up lately on how to make automatic tree harvesters. And they're pretty cool. I like those, but they're not very practical. The idea is that, I mean, honestly, my tree farm that I built about a year ago back at my storehouse is more efficient than any automatic tree farm that there is, simply because it doesn't use any bone meal and it makes solid walls of wood, and it makes them pretty dang tall. Does it without me having any interference, and they grow fast enough where by the time that I will move on, by the time I have finished harvesting, they are already growing again. It is perfectly efficient. So, to me, while they are cool, they're not that efficient. But the reason that I'm bringing it up is because this is essentially the reverse of those. Those seek to remove all of the leaves and leave only the wood. This, I need to remove the wood and leave only the leaves. And unfortunately, it's a lot more complex than I'd like it to be. A lot of them will use tricks for their, here, let's just get, do I got a dirt block on me? I don't even have a dirt, you know what? Hold on, I probably got some dirt in here. Really? Well, whatever. I know where I've been growing the trees. I've been growing the trees over here. So let me just get a tree. And I have no bones. Wow. Okay. Give me a second here. I really should have supplied that a little bit better. This is a new project, so obviously the stuff that I got over there is not perfect. No, we still got to get to this. And this might end up being a 2-part episode because I got a lot to go over today. This, by the way, I'm actually planning on moving this. I like the idea of having a dispenser that you use for determining who does what, but I think I'm going to put it like right here. So it's out of the way, but it's right in the center of where you need it to be. That's got to go. I just haven't gotten around to that yet. And that's still temporary. What was I coming over here for? Bones. Okay, get some bones. Need bones for bone meal. And it's getting dark already. Actually, I'm going to sleep because it's pretty dark in that leaf thing. And it's right across the way from the other side of the river. So it gets... well... Oh, that's right. Doc's here. Well, that's not going to work then, is it? Okay, anyway. I was alone when I started, so you can see it's just me and Doc at the moment. So I actually slept before I started. So, yeah. anyways, it's a reverse of the normal tree harvester things. Now, here's what a lot of them will do. They'll actually set it up so that, let's see, need this, need some of these. This 1.3 thing where standing still, you'll randomly hear things moving is driving me crazy. Now, I think some of what I just heard is over here with the squid. No, let me eat. But it doesn't matter if there's squid there or not. You could just be standing still and you hear walking. That is disturbing. They really got to fix that. I don't know why all these really strange glitches end up in this game, because really, this is Minecraft. It's been around for a couple of years now, and it's pretty heavily demanded and stuff like that. You'd really think that they'd have stuff like that figured out before they released a patch, but I digress. Anyway. But a lot of the ways that they will deal with the wood in the center here and removing the leaves is they'll use pistons along here, and they'll push all the leaves in. And when they push them in, I guess that destroys them. Honestly, I'd never even knew that. It must be like the only block that you can destroy with a piston. And I guess it does make sense. If you're crushing leaves, I guess they would just be gone. And to get the wood out, they'll actually use sand. And I like that idea. They'll either have the sand come in from up here and just be pushed straight down, or more likely they'll actually be pushing up from the bottom with pistons to push the wood up here, and then use pistons up here to start pushing them into the blocks of solid wood that they want them to be in. Both of those ideas are actually pretty good. And there's that glitch Etho loves so much. Dang it! All right, hold on. Luckily, I'm ready for that right now, so I can't get here right now, can I? Nope. Did that fix it? Nope. There it is. That needs to be a patch. They need to really patch that like now. But okay. So, but that's anyways. So you can use sand to actually remove the centers of these things. And honestly, I could possibly do that here. I could have sand coming up from the bottom and pushing all the wood up here and then out of the way. It would be really, really difficult, but it's possible. The thing is that I don't care about the wood for this project. The wood is not that important. So when it gets up there, I can just break it to get it out of the way. It's not like this is something that's going to be automatically generated all the time. In fact, once this thing is full up, I expect that we won't have to replace all the leaves every single time, so this won't be that bad. The problem is if you remove the wood, I can't line this entire thing in wood and expect things to not generate and not degenerate, and that's the point of having the leaves this way in the first place. Oh, yeah, I probably should mention that part. Before I go any further, for all of you who are trying to figure out why on earth I don't just use shears to pull all the leaves off, just bring them up there and place them. Well, that's actually pretty simple. Sheared leaves do not degenerate. And leaf spleef is around the idea that the leaves will randomly degenerate underneath you. So that's why you have this setup where the wood will move away and the leaves will start to despawn. Yeah, but you can't take out the wood from the center and not have leaves just degenerate randomly. It's just not feasible. It's probably possible if I lined the entire thing in wood, but it's just not perfect. So that's out. Excuse me. Must have scratchy throat. Oh, I did fix this too, by the way. I don't know if I showed that in the last video, but I got frustrated with it and I just fixed it. So it now has an on-off switch. Right here. So turn it on, things start spawning again, turn it off, and the light turns on and it turns the spawner off. So good to go there. I haven't done a whole lot with over here lately. I haven't done anything with the donation room. So we're not going to go over there right now. And actually, I think I've had another donation. I think Scaraban donated again. I'm telling you, that guy is crazy. I think he sent out another $37, and I'm going to have to update that at some point pretty soon, too. I might do that in the next video. Like I said, this is probably going to be a double feature thing, so Oh, and I probably never mentioned, I'm doing so many random updates while I'm just wandering around the place right now. But anyways, yeah, this, I accidentally poured water, so I lost half of them. In case you're ever wondering that. Yeah. And one other thing. You probably noticed this while I'm walking around, but I can't believe I never showed this. This is one of the best things I did lately. You notice that there's no hill here. That's kind of random, isn't it? Yeah, I actually just got sick of it, and I just spent like 4 or 5 hours for 2 days, something like that, and I just removed this entire hill. This entire thing is done. So right now, Guudland is probably as big as it's going to get. I'm not going to dig into the hills over there. I might add some more, cactus fences. But outside of that, Guudland is expanded to the limit. This is as far as it's going to get, and it is big. You can see right now. I mean, this is a gigantic area. You could fit like another 4 or 5 games here, easy. Without any difficulty whatsoever, unless they're absolutely huge games. But that's it. This is done. And that took I actually calculated. I don't remember how many slabs it was. It was something in the range of like 10,000 slabs that I laid down or something like that. And that was interesting. One other thing, you guys probably saw Paz's video. He did update the UHC memorial. This one over here is trashed. He took everything out of it, and when we tried moving to the right, during one of when I say we, I mean me and MC went down here and tried working on it. We tried digging out this wall to the right so we can go that way, because we can't go that way because that's Shree's place. So we tried going this way, and well, you see all these leaves here? This is all the water that was flowing down from the ocean above, and I was using the leaves to try and plug it up. And that took about an hour just to plug up that hole. That's not even at the height that it's got to be at. Here, look. You saw where that height is. That's how much further you'd have to go. So that's another, what? I don't know how dark it is to you guys, so let me just go up there and take a look so you guys know why Paz did what he did. Yeah, that's pretty dark. Yeah, there's another 3 levels above the level of water. So you would have to take out all that water all the way down, and that's not even guaranteeing that that's the bottom of the ocean. It goes pretty freaking deep. So this is pretty much scrapped, which is understandable. Now, if you want this stupid glitch, this is so annoying now. All right, let's just get out of here. Not even going to bother with it. Okay. I'm just glad I actually brought these along for something else. I'm just glad that they are functional for fixing the glitch that everybody is having. The actual new UHC monument is now down this way. I noticed in his video he basically just showed him walking down here, but he didn't actually show where he came from directly. So now you're going to see it a little bit more specific. Where'd that come from? Must have been an Enderman. Now you see it a little bit more specifically. It's still up the ramp, and it's still down this way. It's just before you go straight down that way, you're just going to be turning left, and that's where the new monument is. Probably going to have to fix this at some point a little bit, though, because if something were to blow up right here and accidentally pour this water down, it's going to take out so many torches, because there is a lot of torches right at the base down there. So definitely going to have to work on that. I might have to build a water guard or something like that to prevent that. That's an easy thing. If you're wondering what the heck I mean by a water guard, for those of you who don't know, what you would do is when you have the steps, you're going to have one step where you go like this, and then instead of having straight up walls off to the side, I can't even get up there, can I? You would just dig out this one and then dig out the water below that. I just dropped that one in there too, didn't I? So I got to go in here and get that out anyway. Great. All right. And this way, when the water flows down the steps, it would, instead of going straight this way and keep going, it would veer off to the side that way, and then it would stop. If you don't do that, it'll just flow down the steps forever because it just doesn't care. Okay. So if you're ever trying to make steps and you want to prevent that, that's a really good method for doing it. It's really suggested for a lot of stuff. So, okay, there's that. Go ahead and replace all this I just broke. There. I can break my own stuff. It's allowed. Wow, how long have I been going? I've been going 22 minutes already? Jeez. Well, I walked around for a minute first before I started recording, so it hasn't actually been 22 minutes. It's probably been about 15 to you guys, but the next thing I'm doing is probably going to be a little bit longer, so I might cut it off pretty soon here. Okay, have I done anything else? I did that. Nope, that's pretty much it. So I'm probably going to be in the next video actually showing you what I'm going to be doing for this. So, hold on, let me just chomp a little bit here. Just a small delay. Why did I leave that? You know, it's funny how much stuff I just walk up to that I just never finished. There's quite a bit. So, I mean, I actually thought I honestly finished the back of this thing at some point, and when I walked around behind it, I was surprised to go around the back and see that there's still dirt along the entire bottom of it. That actually did genuinely surprise me, and I still got to go through and get a whole bunch of black wool and actually finish off the bottom of this thing. Yeah, should probably do that at some point. Haven't done it yet. Okay, so, well, this is going to be a short episode, but that's pretty much it for now, guys. You have a good one.